The problem I'm having is sometimes like when it comes to outbound calls,
Mhm.
it would be difficult, a bit difficult to go from, having their problems, their needs, and going through to pitch mode.
Yeah, and is that so you're doing that straight off an outbound, like just calling
Yeah.
them straight away?
Yeah, and even like the close I had, it's basically outbound.
Okay. So I mean, are you putting yourself under the pressure to like close on that outbound call?
Not really, because sometimes like even we had people like especially it's business offer, like we talk to a lot of business owners. So sometimes they need to go through the managers or to discuss these things. So
Yeah.
I can actually send them a couple of messages and we do follow-ups and stuff. But mostly like we try to close them in the call because it's a lot easier.
So I think first of all, you need to make sure you don't put too much pressure on yourself to close on the first call. I think, the space where we have like a school of hard knocks, right? We all know the people in on Facebook that talk about oh, back in my day when I used to do this, it was way harder. Like you get all that BS, right? Some of it's relevant, right? The principles and working hard, but at the same time, I think it's important that you put yourself in a position where you can optimally close and not force it too much. So if I'm in that position, I mean, I used to do this like ticket sales gig. It was like 147 bucks a ticket. I'd get all the commission. And rather than just always doing like one call close, and there was a time I did like 50 minutes of objection handling, like 50, after doing discovery, and I didn't even get the sale at the end because I was going through these objection loops like constantly, constantly. And after that call, I felt like I wanted to die. It was just stupid. So, first of all, just like don't force anything. Like even prioritize a two call process. You want to base it on a couple of things. I always want to understand problem awareness from the prospect. How aware of their own problems are they? How long have they had those problems and how do they feel about changing those issues that they're experiencing? I have a 0 to sick and tired of being sick and tired scale. Are they at the point where it's like, oh, it's not big of a deal, they brush it under the carpet? Or are they just literally saying to me, I'm sick and tired of this? If they say that to me, I want to sell them there and then. Because that person is aware of their problem, they really do want to solve it, right? That's one factor that lets me go, right, I'm definitely going to go for the sale. But another thing is solution awareness. How much do they actually know about the offer and their alignment with it? Like, have they gone through lots of content? What's their decision-making process about deciding what's right for them? Do they do the old like shopping around window shop type deal? Or do they just find something that as long as it solves the problem, they'll run with it, right? And it's like understanding the way they make decisions and overall their solution awareness and trust with the offer, right? Because sometimes, I mean, we've all had it before when we've been on an offer, we come across that one lead that's like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And like, I've seen you guys for about a year. I want to get started. That's pretty much a sale every single time, right? We love those leads, but they come very, very few and far between. So it's like what you want to do is just kind of see where they're at on that scale. And then from there, like I would prioritize nurture if they're new leads. Give them a couple of pieces of material that relate to that person, as far as like free trainings, content, anything that's going to help them move the needle and like buy into the offer, and then close on that second call, and then just have like kind of a triage process, right? That's what I would do. But if they're leads that have got very high solution awareness naturally, then that's where I'm going to go for that sale there and then, assuming that their problem awareness is relatively high as well. So
So
those are the
by
two things to
so
look at.
so basically I will try to have the first call about like asking them about the problem they're having,
Yeah.
and I'll try to go more in depth. Then basically, how would I phrase it into having a second call? Or let's say like mostly like when it comes to the outbound, they don't know about they know about the company, but they don't know about the service and how can it help them.
Okay,
So
so think about how do you usually set calls for closers?
we do not have closers. I close them myself.
No, I know, but like if you were to
Ah,
think of somebody else, what would you do? Like how would you set it up for them?
I will send them like resources or
Yeah. So you'd send them a resource. You'd make sure like, hey, you booked in, you're good to go, you're confirmed. Make sure you go through this, otherwise the next call won't be valuable. You just do the same process, but for yourself. And this time, like you've got the authority and trust as well, having that initial conversation. So it's even better for you. Like, hey, so just to let you know, our next step, because I'm just in between calls here at the moment, I don't have a ton of time to go through the next steps with you. What we're going to be going through is simply the strategies and things that we do to help you get to that X, Y, and Z level that you're looking to get to, right? So make sure you go for X, Y, and Z resource. This will actually help you understand some of the principles and strategies we use to help you get there. I'm going to be tailoring everything that we've talked about towards what you're looking for to help you get an answer of knowing if this is for you or not, right? So make sure you go through that so that we are ultimately prepared for that call. Otherwise, you're going to walk into this call totally blind and not know what the hell I'm talking about. Does that sound fair enough? There you go, Jordan Belfort. Fair enough. You know, still use that. Um, so yeah, I'm just like
Yeah,
I'm setting up as if I'm the closer, right? That's the goal.
yeah. So basically, two calls. I will try to have first call as the problems, and the second call I will try to give them resources and go to the solution. Yeah, I think this is a really good one. Thanks
Absolutely.
a lot.
Like what I want to do is I go into the problem, dive into a little bit into depth with that, then a rough idea of a goal, and qualification as far as partner and financials. Only timing if they are extremely busy, they do 50 to 70 hour weeks. Then I want to know is how can you like fit this in, with what you're doing at the moment. So it's those three things that I want 100% clarity on. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do for that.